Hello everybody out there, Chris and Mike here, and welcome back to another indie comic book review. And comic reviews moved, we're still in the same room, however, we've moved from Comic Book Corner over to Signature Wall. And why did we do that? Well, there is a ginormous tree right there in the corner where I usually sit. If you guys watched the whole video, you saw it, and if you watched the one-up video on Comic Frontline, you'll see it. And basically, if we were to sit on my bed, Michael would be squashed, and the computer would be right in front of my face. So,
well, since the computer's there, I need my reading glasses because it's really a little bit further than usual.
So we decided to move over to Signature Wall for the next 2-3 weeks. I mean, the tree will be up at least till Christmas.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
And then after that, we'll go back to...
Unless I wear these permanently, because it's usually I can't see far, so... Only reading glasses.
So,
these are.
We've got a lot of books this week, and we are really late. And unfortunately, I still got to read some more of the big 2 books, which is why we weren't on the live show. We won't be on the live show tomorrow because I have a lot of reading to catch up on. And actually, one of the books that we ordered was just shipped, so I might actually be reading that book digitally just to have it in time for the review. So this review should be going up Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on time. And the Big 2 review should be up Wednesday, Thursday. And I apologize that they're really late, guys. You know, it's the holiday season.
And this time it was your books.
And this time my books were the ones that didn't come till late. So
opposites intertwined. But these books that we are going to be reviewing in this indie review will be the date of December 10, 2014, which is when they were released. We have some physical books as well as 15 digital books.
So let's waste no time.
I took your line. I know. I feel so bad, but
that's fine. So let's waste no time to get into it. Things should get back to normal after New Year's Eve, or after New Year's. So let's hope everything goes according.
So let's start with Archie Comics of this holiday cover. It is the holiday season. Sonic the Hedgehog, issue number 267, and it's still with the Ambushed title. This is part 2. I believe there's 2 more parts still to go. And we see Sonic as a werehog, still, you know, controlling what's going on, as well as being ambushed by Dr. Eggman's people, as well as the E100s. And first of all, the artwork is really awesome. Like, got some werehog pictures, and it's just you know, him just fighting them off, and it's really action-packed. I don't want to give too much away of what happened. Meanwhile, Sonic goes back to the team, and the reason why is because they failed to get the Chaos Emerald. So they have a different idea of how to get it, and who might be behind it. To be continued. What are you doing that for?
Is that Sonic with boobs?
No, that's actually, let me get the name. It's, that's her name.
Breezy?
I didn't want to spoil it.
So the female version of Sonic is Breezy?
Unfortunately, since Mr. Spoiler here, Breezy the Hedgehog appears in the end, and I wasn't supposed to tell anybody.
Breezy the Hedgehog?
I never really heard of her.
I've never heard of that character.
Well, unless they maybe made a mistake in a typo. I never even seen it.
No, why would they put it on a cover?
Well, that's for a variant cover. But anyway, guys, for those of you Sonic fans out there, you'll definitely be picking this up. And
Breezy?
Breezy. B-R-E-E-Z-I-E. Breezy.
Breezy.
The Hedgehog. There's now another Hedgehog on the loose. So let's just put it here and go on with your Xenoscope book before you start breezing up this whole thing of accepting it. Just accept it. It's already on paper.
Okay.
Just go. Xenoscope.
Xenoscope is all mine this week, and we're starting with Grimm Fairy Tales 105. I really love this issue. Sela goes back to save Wolf in Neverland, and Wolf is fighting a bunch of nymphs, and he's doing a really good job. Wolf is definitely a very strong character. I like his character, and I love the artwork. I have to say the artwork is...
The artwork's amazing.
Really nice. And one of the nymphs follow Haley's mother back through the portal, and now they're back at the school. And
did Sela's glasses get a little bit like rectangular?
No, they're always rectangular, dude.
Oh, I thought they were more...
No, they've always been rectangular.
Oh, maybe it's... I don't know.
Every artist draws somebody differently, you know.
No, I understand. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. I'm just saying I never actually noticed. Really. But, that's just me.
So there is a death in this book. I'm not going to say who. You definitely got to read it. Haley shows, how do I explain this? Exerts a power that even Shang and Sela weren't expecting. And in the end, she actually entrusts Wolf with a secret, and that secret connects to 2 issues ago where she overheard Belinda talking with the fake, what you call it, the fake dark one.
Oh, Malik.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of what Callie Lidl did. She made the fake.
Oh yeah, the part where she was with him and then left him.
And it turned out it was fake.
Yeah.
So Haley
Haley
never learned that was actually an illusion. So she actually thinks Belinda's going to kill Sela now.
Ooh.
And the next issue is going to show the Dark Prophecy. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Wow, that got really intense.
Mm-hmm. Next, we've got Goddess Inc. issue 505, the fight between Venus and everybody who's following her. She basically has almost every god on her side except for 2 whom she's holding hostage, and Gregor, aka Zeus, and his 2 daughters. And the fight is awesome. Venus does make an ascension, a bit of an ascension. Wow.
Ascension.
Thank you. I have a cut on my lip, and it's very hard to talk.
I'll help you.
But in the end, the fight was amazing between Venus and Zeus. And it turns out that the mother was a traitor, which was awesome. I love the artwork. Definitely very, what's the word I'm looking for? Action-packed, very bright, especially in scenes like the one I just showed you guys. But in the end, of course, Zeus beat Venus because he is the king. And Venus, as he says, he's going to take his pound of flesh from everybody who betrayed him. The God of War, everyone. And he banishes Venus to the underworld, where she actually meets the person from Tales of Terror. Dawn, I believe her name is Dawn.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think her name is Dawn.
Oh, no.
Thanatos. Yeah, but I remember from Tales of Terror, I thought it was Dawn too, but oh wow. So that's a good crossover that they're doing. I really like how Zenoscope does their crossover things with different titles.
All in all, I think that this miniseries was awesome. I would definitely recommend it. Hopefully we'll be seeing more of the gods and goddesses in the months to come. I really love the Godstorm line. Obviously this isn't Godstorm anymore. It was Goddess Inc. Hopefully we'll be seeing Zeus and a few of his other kids sometime soon. You know, there's a lot of Greek and Roman gods out there, and there are a lot of miniseries that can come from Godstorm. So hopefully we'll be getting another Godstorm soon, and hopefully Patrick Shand will be reprising Godstorm, but I believe he's so busy right now I wouldn't blame him if he actually said no. And speaking of Patrick Shand, Season 10, Issue number 3 of Charmed came out. And I'm still getting into Charmed. You know, I hadn't read Charmed before this. Like, I had briefly, you know, skimmed through Charmed, but now I'm reading it, obviously, for Patrick Chan's writing, and I'm enjoying the story. But at the same time, I don't feel very invested in the characters because I've never really been a Charmed fan. So the Charmed ones are now, or their husbands are doing research on this ancient artifact that can kill them. And Paige ends up going to this guy's house who is still learning how to on his powers, so to speak. They find out about the dagger. The 4th sister has this tattoo that changes. It says one will die and one will rise. So one of the sisters apparently is going to die, or that's what the prophecy is saying. And basically, in order to have the artifact work, the blood of a person in limbo basically has to be the life of a person in limbo needs to be taken by that dagger for it to be activated. And it turns out that
that's interesting.
I believe it's the Archangel that ends up being the one that's killed.
Well, you shouldn't spoil it because it's something they should check out.
Well, it's still leading into what's to come still.
It is, but we should give the readers out there, you know, what they should expect or who it is.
But this issue basically covers what the artifact is and how to activate it and how it wasn't activated until the very end of this issue. interesting, very interesting still, and I'm definitely getting an appreciation for charm thanks to Patrick Shen. I'm really enjoying the book. Again, though, not at the very top of my pile not because of the writing. The writing is excellent. The artwork is excellent. I'm just not a ginormous fan of charm, but at the same time, Patrick Shen definitely makes me a fan of the book, and I will definitely be coming back next week or next month.
Okay, here's my book
for the next issue.
Yes, for next issue. Image Comics, The Walking Dead, issue number 135. And let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
Is it just me?
Yes.
Or is Carl becoming more like Negan?
Oh, gee, I wonder why. He's only been talking
Well, hold on. It first starts off where Carl, like when he killed those two boys and everything, and then their parents come in saying, oh, you murdered our sons and everything, and Carl's a monster, they should be put away and all that other stuff. And then there's this guy who talks to this woman that was doing the skin walker things, and you learn after the issue goes that they only used this where the walkers wouldn't attack him. So the skin and the Sem wouldn't attack him. And mainly it's just about, saying that, Carl was being a monster and everything, and he's dangerous, and he did for Sophia, and this is what he says. The words of Negan, what he would say, swearing up and down, and he just... I just can't believe how he's just becoming like him. I'm like, after all that and everything, he does get locked in a prison cell, and all the other stuff happens as well. And Carl made a new friend named, what's her name? Lydia, which is from the beginning. And with that smirk on the bottom, bad things can happen. So they just want to say, he's just got to go and everything, Carl, because he's just basically a menace and all that stuff. And now they're just saying about the girl that he protected that we could always just kill her. They learned not to kill after the war because Rick said, we don't want to kill. We want to let people live. And what's happening? They're going down Kill Road all over again.
Well, Carl is acting like Negan.
And Carl's acting like Negan. I mean, everyone's going to wind up either killing each other. I mean, walkers, hello. You should be more focused on that than killing one that aren't walkers. Because when they die, they turn into them. But it's like, my God. But we'll find out. It's still an interesting issue, though. Definitely must get.
Now, this is my favorite book of the month so far, and book of the week, absolutely. Now, I understand we're only 2 weeks into December. There's still, I believe, 3 weeks to go. But this book has consecutively delivered, for me, every month. Now, I'm not going to say it's my book of the month just yet, but basically it's there because I know what's coming out for the rest of this month. And unless something completely wows me, which I will announce that being my book of the month, this definitely probably will be, and that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 41, The Technodrome. It opens up, it's a new story, it's a new artist. The new artist is Corey Smith, and I gotta admit, Corey Smith definitely is following in the previous artist's footsteps, because I honestly didn't even notice it was really that different until I started noticing some of the human characters. I noticed they were drawn a bit differently. So the Technodrome is officially operational now, as of the first page of this issue. So now we find out about Donatello reaching out to Shredder. That's the big spoiler from the end of the last issue. And looking to ally himself with Shredder and the Foot Clan in order to stop Krang from destroying the world.
I still can't believe he's doing that.
And this is, of course, without Splinter and the others knowing. This is going against his family. And he believes right now the feud is not as important as protecting the Earth, because the Earth is threatened by Krang, and if Krang destroys the world, then no feud's going to matter anyway. Then you got the Turtles, along with Slash, and I forgot the Gecko, and Herman, the Hermit Crab, which I thought was cool. Oh, wait, here we go. I can find out right here. Herman. Mondo. How do I forget Mondo, of all things? And you see them going through a training program. They're going up against Old Hob and Splinter. They actually beat their time. You get some moments with Casey and April, which is really awesome. There is a little nod to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ghostbusters crossover, where Donatello actually finally does an official test on the portal, and it works. you get to see what Shredder's planning, and Shredder's definitely planning to use this whole fight against Krang to his advantage. And let's just say Krang is ready to go to Earth, and basically he tells them, the people at Burnow Island at the end, that we go live tomorrow. So the Technodrome is going to invade Earth in 24 hours.
I want to see how they're going to react, his brothers and Splinter.
If this is the last issue of 2014, this was an excellent way to end the year. But this is a new story, by the way. Where is it? Attack on the Technodrome, Part 1.
Oh, so it's the first part.
And of course, Baxter Stockman's in here with the Fugitoid. Dialogue between the both of them is really good as well. This book is an excellent read. This is the first part to the new story arc. You probably will be lost if you jump in right here, because you'll want to know why a bunch of things are happening so fast. But in the back, they do a wonderful job of showing you guys all the trade paperbacks that are out to date. There's volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there's a bunch of older books and the 2 micro series. The hero and the villain one isn't here, but the 2 hero ones are. So if you're interested, I would definitely recommend, for Christmas especially, check out volume 1 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I believe it was, it's called... Oh yeah, here it is. Change is constant.
Right.
So if you're interested, definitely check it out. I've been loving the Turtles, other than one artist that, not that it was a horrible artist, it just didn't fit the book for those 3 issues. This series has been excellent.
Okay. And now we go digital. And the first book we're going to start off with is...
We're in Dynamite, by the way.
Yes, this is Dynamite. John Carter, Warlord of Mars, issue number 2.
Beautiful cover.
Yes, and I could just sum this up. Basically, in this story, John Carter is trying not to get any of these mutants that are attacking him on Mars killed. He wants them to be alive, and he wants to help them, because he thinks that killing them is not the right answer. And then we get a little bit of his objective to save his love of his life, Deja Torres. So this guy we get introduced to, Joshua, is his objection is to kill John Carter, and we see how he does his moves and everything, and you know about him of taking over the world and John Carter and yada yada. And he tells that to Deja Torres in the fight. So John Carter sees this building, and he wants to figure out how to get to Deja Torres because he wants to save her. And they make a new friend to join alongside them. So he's made lots of new friends, lots of allies to be with him in order to save him. And that's basically the whole book, along with the artwork being really awesome, by the way. So yeah, that's really just basically it. They just find a way, make plans to go there and just save Deja Torres, or his beloved Deja Torres.
His wife.
His wife, yeah. And that's really the whole book. So I really found it really interesting, and I'll be definitely come back for the next issue.
Ooh. Flash Gordon issue number 7.
I don't know if we missed an issue because it seemed to have jumped a little bit further. Because they're falling out of the sky, and I don't really remember them falling out of anything. Because they meet up with this, this guy's new.
Well, let's see if there's a last time.
Yeah, last time I remember them being there, I don't think. I think we skipped one. Because the last one that I remember reviewing was their origin stories. But it gets like a little bit further. They're just falling out of the sky, and they're just trying to find out about, Qi Ming, the Emperor. And is that? Wait, go up.
That was him.
I don't know if it's Qi Ming or whatever.
I know it's Emperor Ming.
Emperor Ming, okay. So they meet up with this guy, and I forgot what his name was, but he talks about Emperor Ming and what his objective is and how he became the way he is. So we get a little bit more of the whole thing, not too much like we did in the origin story. And the ship that crashed, Flash wants to try to fix it because it technically was wrecked. And they have this new one, which looks really nice. And I liked how he said, whoa, that's pimp, because he remembers being with his roommate. I thought that was pretty funny. And this new machine is going to allow them to help them. Like, remember in the issues where they went through time in order to get to the Emperor?
Yeah.
So they're trying to work things out with that, along with the scientists going, drinky drink with the other guy. And now they seem to be on Earth. So they went from one dimension to another, planet Earth. And how they're going to find out what's more to come.
How Flash is going to act to that.
Well, that's to be continued in the next issue. Alright.
Alright, so last one from Dynamite, and that is Solar, Man of the Atom, issue number 8, but basically it's his daughter.
Yes, Erica. So, in this comic issue, it talks about before about how things were a long time ago where things were in destruction. It's just a little bit of a briefie on that. And then it goes to the present where his daughter's using more magic. She's now coming to her senses now of using math, with her father being in a ghostly spirit form still. And these robots are going to attack them from the ship that they escaped from in the last issue. And man, does Erica know how to use those powers. I mean, she just cuts through them like bread and butter, like just one by one. And then we get these characters who we saw from the last issue who want to basically destroy her. Because he wants to rule all of the solar system and everything. And basically Earth too, because Earth is right there, so that's not to be missed. And there's a lot more dialogue of where she's just trying to get her way out of it. And I don't want to give too much away because I really think you guys should read this book, because in a way I want you guys just to see how she uses these skills and how things happen afterwards in a good or bad way, along with the father helping out as well in his spirit form. So things are going and there's this guy that says it's been a long time since we've met each other last, so if you want to find out who that is, definitely read the book. Okay, we're now X2 of Dark Horse now. X2 issue number 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Remains of the Fry. I think it's Flesh and Blood, or is it that? Yeah. I mean, it's good, but it still has that thing of the whole blood and stuff like that, with the pigs' heads and everything. I mean, he wants to get his mask, though, because he talks about how the mask is everything to him. And his lovely...
That reminds me of Rorschach from Watchmen.
Yeah. And his lovely detective, I forgot what her name is, she said that she had 2 extra spares in case if anything should happen to the mask. So he gives it to him, and what he wants to do is to save the civilians that are in that hospital, not to get that medical treatment because it turns them into pigs and it's not a civilized hospital. Because that hospital is being run by pigs, and the detective, I can't remember what her name is for the life of me. Like, I knew her name and then it just escaped, but they both work together, so I guess they're, like buddy-buddy again, so to say. But, so yeah, they're just trying, so X2 is trying to find out,
It's just X, it's volume 2, that's why it's 2.
Oh, well, X is trying to find the guy who's behind this, that mad scientist. And these pigs are coming everywhere, but he's one step ahead of them by getting them, so that's something X is really good at. And after that, at the... is that it? No, it's not? No. Well, I'm trying. So then later, at the end of the issue, that woman that we saw from the last issue goes to see her daughter, and... yeah. Let's just say, from what we saw in the last issue, I have a funny feeling we're going to see her soon when she goes up against X. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. And yeah, that is the next book.
I'm surprised. We went Dark Horse, and now we're going to Image, and then going back to Dark Horse.
Oh well. Well, this is something.
Anyway, Image Comics, Savage Dragon 200. There's lots of stories in here, and we get to see the original Savage Dragon in several...
Is that the first comic that made it 200?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It's weird seeing Savage Dragon again and how much older he got. I honestly did not get to finish this book in time for the indie review, but I had to put it in there because it's a landmark issue. It's the 200th issue. There's several stories in this book, Awesome artwork. Great stories. I would definitely recommend you guys check it out. I hope they did show the original Savage Dragon again, but he's still locked up. So I'm hoping at some point maybe we'll be seeing him return to his book. Because look at how he looks now.
Wow, what a difference.
Compared to that.
Well, comics do evolve, and it's in a good way. I mean, it's not that bad. It's still really good. Based on what I'm seeing.
No, he's gotten a lot thinner is what I'm saying.
Well, you mean he got a lot buffer? Because he was thinner in a classic, then he got buffer. Or is it vice versa?
Vice versa.
Okay, so he was buff, now he's skinny.
I would like to see the original Savage Dragon back in his books, though. So far, we only got to see him in this, so we'll see if he comes back in 201.
Let's get into some comedy of Dark Horse. Itty Bitty Mask, issue number 204. Oh my god. If you thought the first issue was crazy, wait till you hear the second issue. He tells this guy, who was the main character, we thought that the last issue was a little bit crazy. So he goes to the zoo with the mask still, and, his name's Herman, by the way, the main character. So he's just saying, I'm going to go feed the lions and everything. And one of the monkeys almost gets the mask, and of course, you know him, he flicks it in there, and the lion wears the mask. Now, here's the thing that's ironic. They could take off the mask and make a duplicate copy. So what? Like watch. Like, you know how they take it off? The mask is in their hand, and there's still the mask. If that makes any sense. Like, look. Like, you see that?
Whoa.
Yeah. So I thought when you take off the mask comes off, but no, you can make a duplicate copy, and of course all the other animals get it. They all go crayon, and they do like a little Comic-Con thing, and copies everywhere, and oh god, I just couldn't stop laughing. And then there's this one old guy who does the one trick of taking it off, and boom. It's like, it was so funny. And that guy just said, that mask is not for me. How many of you want to make a bet that he's going to wind up wearing it anyway? I don't know what his name is, but this comic book was funny. If you're looking for some comical, this book is a definite recommendation. I was not disappointed one bit. I just kept laughing my ass off the whole way through. Amazing.
Alright, guys. Prometheus Fire and Stone, issue 404. The first of the series is now over. And we now have the bridge between this and Aliens vs. Predator. The gap between the two stories is now completely put together. So Galago left them stranded on LV-223 in the last issue. And you have Eldon, who is chasing after Francis, who is on the ship where Galago is. So Eldon lets the aliens into the spaceship on... Really?
Ding, ding, ding.
On the... Give us a couple of seconds and then I will continue this statement. Alright, and we're back. And Eldon lets the aliens onto the spaceship. Where the rest of the team is at, and basically the rest of the team is mainly obliterated. There's just a handful of survivors left, and they reach the ship that's in orbit in space, or a ship that's in orbit, and they're about to be rescued. They're about to send in a rescue team, and then Galago, and this is where you start to lose a care for this character, and you hope he dies. He kills everybody on the ship. In order to cover his tracks, and basically so he doesn't get in trouble for leaving them on LV-223 when they get back to Earth.
Doesn't that seem to be in almost every Alien comic book that one character does that?
I want to see if I can get the...
Because I remember reading the trade paperbacks 2 months ago, and that's what I've been noticing. And then you just want the character to die because of that.
Also, we get to see the engineer show up. He's in the ship. They run to the engineer's ship to get away from the aliens. The aliens chase after them, and then that's where they meet the engineer, which this is leading into the Predator book, because the Predator goes to LV-223 to get to the engineer.
Right.
So anyway, the engineer is killing all the aliens because it's a mistake that was caused by the actions that happened in Prometheus, the movie. And the two of the members of the team like, oh my god, you saved us, because he looks human, the engineer. And the engineer ends up killing the two also. The two people he kills, I can't remember their name off the top of my head. Clara and James. So James and Clara get killed by the engineer because of that. Eldon takes off into space. The captain and two people only 3 out of the entire crew survive, and they're now in the cave where Francis was, where Russell originally was from the Aliens miniseries, and basically they're going to use that as their home from now on, because it has all the information from Russell, and basically the aliens never go there. And it just ends with them being stranded on the planet.
Okay, so that...
Now there is a checklist in this book, if you are interested. Fire and Stone, we are in Prometheus issue number 4 right now. Next week is Predator number 3. The week after that is Aliens number 4. So Aliens is also concluding. Then in January of 2015, we have the last parts to the Predator and Alien vs. Predator books. And then in February, 2 months from now, we get Prometheus Omega, which is the grand finale to this entire Max miniseries, which is basically one gigantic story. It concludes everything for Fire and Stone, and I'm excited for it. I'm loving Fire and Stone, and I definitely recommend if they release trade paperbacks of this series, whether it be trade paperbacks of each individual title or the entire series, I would definitely recommend it. The artwork, the story, all of it is spectacular. And now I believe we're in IDW for the rest of this review. Yes.
And this is Dead Squad issue number 3. And Dead Squad was a little bit okay. Like, in this issue, there's all these people. I keep forgetting what the names were. And there was one scene where this girl wouldn't trust this guy, like Sela wouldn't trust Jack Frost, one of them. That kind of reminded me of that. And they're on this whole mission to like try to find out some stuff like what we saw from the last issue. There was a little bit more of a dialogue, and there is one mention where they find out this these demonic stuff when they go investigate somewhere, and basically like I don't know, like it was an okay issue, like of what they were trying to do and everything, and I don't want to give away what they were trying to do because I want you guys to read it for those of you who are interested in this book. Artwork was great, definitely. And
I'm liking the artwork. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and there's just this one thing in the end where things go a little bit too haywire with demonic stuff of trying to revive him. I think it was. I couldn't remember what this guy's name. Yeah, they try to revive him. What was his name? Can't remember his name. Well, the woman that he didn't care about in the beginning, but basically the one that she didn't care about in the beginning tries to help him revive him, and the whole thing happens there. So, I mean, it's up to you guys, and it's an okay, and I definitely say pick this up.
All right, next we got Rogue Trooper Classic issue number 6.
I am done with this issue. I can't take it. First of all, they're still doing this whole thing. Few pages to be continued. Just stop it. I mean, it doesn't make sense to do that in every single few pages. And to be honest, I really couldn't understand what was going on at all because everything's going riot. This girl that Rogue Trooper was working with obviously was a betrayer, and his weapons were saying that oh my god, we were right that she was like this. And everything about this issue, it was too much, and when there's a to be continued, it goes into a whole different route in the, like, you know how when you're walking straight and you go in a different direction, like saying, whoa, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. Why go this way?
It went left, yeah.
Oh my god, I don't think I'm going to come back for the next issue. If they could stop doing a few pages to be continued going a different route, maybe I'll come back. But this, just, no. I'm done with it. I can't deal with just that scenario. It just can't be done.
Alright, well, let's get into the first Angry Bird book. There's 2 Angry Bird books this week. This one is the Angry Birds Transformers crossover issue number 2.
And to be honest with you, it's more focused on Angry Birds and Transformers because I haven't seen the robots, you know, Transformer robots in the book. Like, the Angry Birds are trying to get, to go after the pigs who have their eggs. And we get a really cool page where they turn into the robots. And the Bumblebee was the yellow bird. I can't remember what his name was. And then there's the Optimus Prime bird, which is the leader red bird. And the whole objective is to go after the pigs who have the eggs with them and to give it to the king who wants to eat them. So we get more about also the Decepticon bird. I think that bird's a Decepticon. Don't quote me, I do not know. But he tries to attack the pigs as well. And it's just a whole outfight about... Like, at first they weren't sure if they wanted to touch the stone that could transform them into the robots. But if it means going after the pigs to get these arms and legs, because they weren't aware what the arms and legs were, like saying, what's that? Because they don't have arms and legs. They wanted to use that to get the advantage to go to them. But now there are robot eggs on the loose. And now they have a different problem, because now they have guns.
Dun, 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 dun.
I really thought that was hilarious. And eggs that could walk and have guns? It's just really... I liked it. Like, just seeing that, it was just really interesting. And I really would recommend you Angry Birds fans to check this out. Although, if you're more of a Transformers fan than Angry Birds, then maybe not. Because remember, it just focuses more on Angry Birds than showing a Transformer scene. At least in a few panels.
Speaking of Transformers Robots in Disguise, issue number 36. Everybody is chasing after Spike now. Prowl and the Constructobots are hot on Spike's tail, literally. And Prowl has something he wants to say to Spike. And throughout the whole book, you believe it's Prowl basically getting revenge on Spike's betrayal because of what happened way back in the other Transformers series.
Mm-hmm.
So Spike notices the Constructobots, he notices Prowl, and now him and his friend, I forgot his friend's name, Jet. And the rest of the book is basically a chase scene until Galvatron shows up and wants Spike as his prisoner. In the end, Prowl gets to Spike first, takes Spike away, and we find out what he wanted to say by the end of the book, and I'm going to spoil it here. I'm leaving out a bunch of dialogue because there is a whole lot of it. A lot. I mean, you got the world armies who are also chasing after Spike. You've got the whole situation with the... what was it called? The... why is it leaving me? The thing that's keeping them there. It's millions of years old.
The portal?
I guess it was something like that. And a relic. Here it is. The they didn't give it a name, did they?
Well, it's some type of thing.
It's from Cybertron, basically. It's what Optimus Prime is looking for also, and why Alpha Prime stayed on Earth. Anyway, in the end, spoiler alert here, Prowl doesn't want a word with Spike to kill him. He actually says, I forgive you. And that's where it's to be continued. And you got Spike kind of in a shocked but relieved kind of face. So, I can't wait to see what the next issue is going to be like. Maybe Prowl is kind of finally breaking free of whatever dark control he's under. I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and find out. But next, I've been waiting for this book for a while. Samurai Jack, issue number 15.
Yeah, and this cover looks familiar from somewhere. I think it was from one of the Turtle books, wasn't it?
Yeah. You show that cover and I'll show you the Turtle book.
Yeah, here's the Samurai Jack issue. And yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's the Turtle book right here.
Yeah, but that's a Turtle book, and I thought it was somewhere, but this is Samurai Jack issue number 15?
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Yeah. And in this book, Samurai Jack, he does not have the magic sword, and Aku is defeating him, so, well, he has the upper advantage. So now, what will he do? So he uses these martial arts moves without the sword, and I really applaud his effort to still try and say, I will never back down, I will not, go to you, let you be victorious or anything. So as the issue continued, the best part, inside is the weapon that cannot be broken. And inside of that weapon was the magic sword. Or the sword of trust, or whatever it was called. And he used it against Aku, and, the way, like, he's like almost completely just wow. The warrior, not the warrior, the samurai within him, and the way he uses that sword and just says thank you for that. I mean, you know what this issue really could show? This issue could show that you don't need a certain item to defeat the enemy. If you could just, like, think.
It's in yourself.
Right, it's in yourself. Thank you, that's what I was looking for. It's in yourself, and as long as you think that, then you never know, it could always reappear again. If that should happen.
Alright, now we've got the Angry Birds Comics Holiday Special.
This was my favorite book of the week. And this is what this book was about. Basically, it's a story that, I forgot what the...
Santa's Little Helper?
No, go down. Yeah, that big bird over there. Like, he has like a long...
The toucan?
Yeah, the uncle, yeah. He tells them the whole thing about this big red bird who always wanted to know who Santa Claus was. And he tries to ask the bird, you know, the Angry Bird's questions about who's Santa Claus, and they wouldn't pay attention to him because he was, you know, they were doing holiday stuff. So he goes to the pigs to ask them, and there's like this big, huge slingshot, which actually slingshot him all the way from where he was to the North Pole, or somewhere there. So the Angry Birds, they go there, and they use the slingshot, and they wind up in the city. They try to adjust there a little bit, and the big red bird is known as the new Santa Claus. And they're trying to figure out, what? He's the new Santa Claus, and the elves try to explain to him why he is the new Santa Claus, because the big red bird met Santa Claus, and Santa Claus didn't want to really do it anymore, so he gave it to the red bird, who did all of that for him, and he became the new Santa Claus. So then after a while, they thought that they met up with him, but it was just a poster, like, or whatever it was, like a statue thing. And I really like how they're trying to find their way to get to him, so that way they could talk about, you know, like apologize to him about not, you know, trying not to pay attention to him and everything. So Santa Claus, he comes back and becomes the new Santa Claus, and of course he tells the green pigs, you know, you've been naughty this year after doing all those stealing the green eggs. And then I guess this story was just like saying, you know, if you believe in Santa Claus, then you never know what could happen. And in the end, he comes as the Santa Claus to them, and I thought that was really touching. This book was...
Terrence is the big red bird.
Right. If you're looking for a holiday book special...
That's Angry Birds, right?
That's Angry Birds right there. Book of the week next to Samurai Jack. Absolutely. Hands down. Alright, we're in this one now.
Little Nemo, Return to Slumberland, issue number 3.
Yes. And in this book, it's really Nemo going on adventures with Flip all over the... I mean, you read this too, I'm guessing, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Alright, well, they go into this tower where it goes upside down, left, right, diagonals, you name it, and all that other stuff. So, they go through all these flowers and stuff like that. It's basically a room where everything's right side up or upside down, and Flip's trying to tell him, oh yeah, things are fine, you know, but things aren't really for Nemo because he's trying to, you know, figure out a way of how to get out of there. And they go into this boat because there's these guards that are going after them, so he's just trying to find out, you know, and he doesn't use a cigar, he gives him a candy cane, which I thought was hilarious. And they try to just get their way away from the guards. And, by the way, Slumberland is back, because when he slept, it obviously didn't explode from what we saw from last issue. It's actually back. But the princess wants to save Nemo from Flip, because Flip is not the guy to be trusted. And the princess, you know, being his new playmate, she doesn't want anything bad to happen. So they put him on this rocket ship. Rocket ship. Wow. The fireworks cracker. Thank you. And they set him up like a rocket, and then when he woke up, the power was out. So that's why he woke up after that. So next issue is going to be Flip versus the Princess. So after seeing this preview cover, that's going to be really something.
I can't wait to see who's gonna win.
Oh, the princess probably, because Flip, come on. I mean, Flip may be a little bit mischievous, but I'm going my votes on the princess. Or dibs on the princess.
Now, I'm excited for this last book.
Yes.
The Seventh Sword, issue number 6. How was it, Mike?
This was really excellent. Cray is trying to get into the ship where, oh, the girl's name really got out of my head. He goes into the ship to, well, the other two too, Aaron and that guy. They go in there to try to save them from the emperor of the whole place. And he knows of her from, a long time ago. He has her brother that's there. And all that is just Craig goes just 1, 2, 3 on these robots. Like, slash. Like, they're just done. And I really like how he used his Bushido techniques to get through them. So they find their way in, and what they're trying to do now is that they want to make a distraction so that way Cray could save them and, of course, defeat that guy as well. So, excuse me. So they're looking for these explosive devices that they can use, which were the barrels, and artwork was great, amazing, and epic, by the way. So they use it, and they see an intruder's there, and everybody gets together, and there's this one page I want to show you that's really good. Just, I think you skipped it. Go up. It's like when they formation right there. That's epic.
Awesome. The 7 swords.
Yep. And they just go against the robots, cut them in half, and
they win.
They win, but I don't think they're done just yet.
No, they beat the robots. Now they gotta beat these. Looks like monsters. Is he said
yeah, they're monsters. Yeah, and they say we kill one at a time. So let's get to it. One way to leave it as a cliffhanger until February. Actually, it's coming out.
Oh, February, really?
Yeah. Look. No, go down. you were just there. Go.
To be continued next month.
Go. Keep going. Go down. Down. Right there, coming in February.
Oh, wow.
Issue 7, yeah.
Dang. It's a long wait.
Maybe it's
the first week of Maybe it's the first week of February.
Could be, maybe. But I really enjoyed this issue. What a great way to leave the new year until we get to the next story arc. And that was another enjoyable read. And that's all for this week, guys.
Yep. Guys, this is the Zone 4 300th episode celebration.
Yes.
We will be celebrating on this channel all week long. By the time this video goes up, whether it be Tuesday or Wednesday, every day for the next couple of days I'll be uploading a video pertaining to Zone 4. By the time this goes up, I don't know if I'll have the intro up yet, so I'm going to leave it as... yeah, so there's going to be a celebration, and there's something that's in the talks for Friday, so we'll see. Anyway, Big 2 review, we should be shooting on Wednesday night, depending on if I can read all my books on time, so it should be up Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Apologies for the lateness again. I guess the review will be brief, but at the same time we do, we never miss a week, and right. We're going to make sure we give you guys last week's books at least when it comes to the Big 2.
Right.
Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. Don't forget to check out Comic Frontline, Zone 4 Podcast, and Frontline Gaming Zone. Together we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. And hopefully, until really soon,
yep,
we'll see you guys next time. Mike and I will be taking a break from Comic... Well, I will be taking a break from Comic Frontline this week because I got a lot of Christmas shopping to do for the boy.
Oh.
So,
yep.
Next time I see you guys will be in the Big 2 review. So until then, take care, keep reading, keep collecting. I'll see you guys in the next review.
Later, everybody.